Hi there, traders. This is Brad Gilbert with the weekly kickoff. All right, now the Philadelphia Eagles beat the Kansas City Chiefs in the Super Bowl. Pretty one-sided game. Now let's just get into the markets. Now Trump has come out with some more tariffs, right? This is really, it's just a little knee-jerk in the market once again. 25% tariffs on steel and aluminium coming into the US, right? Now that's going to sort of debunk a lot of things. China, Australia, a whole range of different things. And it's a bit of a shame, right? The market will become desensitized to this pretty quickly, right? The whole tariff thing, it's a pretty new thing. We saw it sort of last week, but what we are seeing at the moment is a little bit of a dollar sort of push to the top side, okay, and just a little bit of downward pressure, like a risk-off scenario. Equity markets aren't showing us too much at the moment, but we'll wait and see what happens. It has, but basically, it's unsettling, right? We look for these normal market conditions. We had this before. Now, I'm starting to think this is the way it's going to be. Then potentially riding the wave of Trump's decisions could be the way about it. And I'll explain more to the pro traders tomorrow. But basically, using Primetime Pro to buy and sell on those big extremes of momentum, right? So, looking at the long-term trends, this is where it becomes a little bit sort of strange, right? Because we are just sort of, this is the dollar index, and the sort of dollar Swiss is in the same situation. Dollar yen sort of drifting lower, and dollar CAD also in the same situation as a lot of these other pairs. Now, you can see very clearly on the instruments where the price is broken through either support or resistance, we're looking for that next leg of direction, right? Which usually comes from the central banks. But what we're getting is we're just getting Trump's early stage of his presidency, creating these massive geopolitical issues with regards tariffs and what it's going to do for global growth, what it's going to do to different economies and these sorts of things. So, you know what? As I said, I've seen a lot of things like this come and go. I think the market will really become desensitized to the Trump tariffs, right? Pretty shortly, right? So don't get discouraged. I've already spoken to a few guys or had some messages from some traders that were like, "Oh man, I can't believe it again." You know, he's at it again. Anyway, let's focus on what we can really focus on because you know what? I was looking at the setups in the market here just coming into the live trade hub, you'll notice a few updates. We do have some really great setups right at the moment, right? We've got Sterling, Aussie, Kiwi, and even the CAD for that matter. The only thing is clouding that, okay, it's a Monday and Trump's come out with these 25% tariffs. So that has sort of it's worked to line some of these trades up. But the question is, because this is more of a geopolitical situation, and we know he goes in with a big tariff and then pulls it back, are we going to get a reversal, right? So to me, I can't sort of sit there and jump into the trade straight away. It is too much to think about. Now, the week, okay, the next major event, it is US inflation numbers on Wednesday, right? I'll be covering that a live trading session on that release, and I'll be updating the scenarios around that CPI release as we go through the week. But that's where the week starts, right? So we do have some great setups at the moment. It's whether you trust in Trump enough to either not to like come back and retract some of those tariffs that he's put on. As I said, we saw it last week. He comes out with say 25%, pulls it back to 10%, and the other countries think it's well, that's a bit of a win. It's not as bad as 25, but I think everyone's very familiar with his negotiation style, and we'll see what happens from here. Now, if you're looking for opportunities this week, there's no out of the developed countries, there's no central bank meetings. We'll get another week, then we'll have the RBA and the RBNZ. Okay, so nothing else going on at the moment, and this is the unfortunate thing because without the sort of Trump jumping in here, we'd probably have natural flowing markets. Just can't get away from that Super Bowl news. All right, now let's just have a look at where the major markets are. The Treasury yields about where they were, maybe slightly lower for the long dated 30-year Treasuries, but they're sort of not doing a lot. At the moment, we have Euro, Sterling, Aussie, Kiwi down, and the dollar is rallying against everything. Not exactly clear what the US equity futures are doing at the moment. We have to sort of wait, get some direction there. Like I know the Nasdaq's up a bit, but we are getting a debunk. So if that's up, you'd think these Euro, Sterling, Aussie, Kiwi would be up. There's no correlations here at the moment. I think if anything, the US Treasury yields have gone to sleep, and we are just seeing, you know what, Nasdaq going up at the moment. So it's basically, it's really like, I find this challenging because at the start of the week, okay, I'll show you the data, what else is coming out. This is what I keep thinking of. I'm like, okay, I've got some really good setups here. Do I get into those trades or do I get flushed out by Trump? And that's where that uncertainty comes in with the geopolitical news. Right, just coming back to the calendars, just quickly, obviously the US CPI numbers on Wednesday are key. But the week really does start from Wednesday. This gives us a couple of days to get everything organized insofar as Trump, right? Thursday, whole bunch of UK data coming out, which is obviously super important for sterling. Sterling is trending lower. Weaker numbers work for us. We got some PPI numbers here out of the States also. And, you know, the sort of usual weekly jobless claims on Thursday. And then you come into Friday, we've got a bunch of UK data. There's some more US retail sales, or not more. We've got US retail sales, manufacturing sales, which is a big number for CAD, and industrial production, capacity utilization. I thought there was some more sterling numbers there. Let me just have a look. I might have just brushed by them. No, okay. And that's pretty much where we are, right? It's so Wednesday's the real focus. That's when things are going to kick off and start sort of humming around. What we want is we want the news to calm down. We want the currencies to start behaving in a little bit more of an orderly fashion. Okay. And we'll be able to see that on the global markets dashboard, right? That's where we can connect the dots between, you know, equity markets and the currencies and also the US sort of basically interest rates, right? Monday, you know what? All of North America's just watched the Super Bowl. Rest up. I'd say by tomorrow, we'll have a bit more of an understanding of what is going on in these markets. We've got the US inflation numbers here. Okay, with the live trading sessions, pro trader catch up. This is for pro traders only. Okay, on Tuesday, going into the London session. But on sort of Wednesday, we do have the US inflation rate. Now, this is going to be a live session. Everyone can join. We'll get those emails out to you as well. All right, guys, that's pretty much a wrap from me at this point. Just check the Primetime Pro analysis. It does look pretty good, right? You take out Trump, we are all over this. Okay, I'm just going to give it like half a day, try and let everything settle down before I jump in, but things are looking pretty good. All right, guys, that's the weekly kickoff. Have a good one. All the best. Cheerio.